This is Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com, and today I'll be showing you some fun alternate project ideas that I came up with using the contents of the April 2015 My Paper Pumpkin kit from Stampin' Up! Titled Love You a Lot. In this kit, you get enough supplies to make 8 adorable pocket tags and card inserts. You can put your tags and cards together as is according to the directions and create fabulous pinnable projects. Or you can use some of my ideas that I'll be showing you in today's video and create something completely outside the paper pumpkin box. These kits are perfect for those that are non-crafty, all the way to those who are super creative, from kiddos to grandparents, male or female, busy or with all the time in the world. Anyone and everyone can enjoy what these kits have to offer. Plus, the kits include everything that you need: stamps, ink, pre-cut and scored papers, embellishments, special adhesives, full step-by-step directions with photos, and a link to a how-to video from Stampin' Up! To help you to assemble the projects as shown. And because everything comes in the small little red box, you literally can take it with you anywhere and create anywhere. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and this is just one of the many creative products that our company offers. It's one of my favorites, though, because it's affordable, filled with lots of product, and a fun surprise package of creativity that comes right to my mailbox each month. I hope that you make a point of subscribing to me, because each month I bring you all sorts of fun projects in my YouTube videos and in photos on my blog. Plus, if you are one of my personal Paper Pumpkin subscribers, I share even more ideas with you privately. Not a subscriber yet? You'll want to be after checking out what can be created with these very affordable kits. I'm excited to share, so let's get started. Keep in mind that most of the tools that I use in this video can be purchased from me in my online store. Here we go. You may have noticed right away that these type of cards are not ones that you would mail. The pocket tags, of course, are not sealable, and the bows are really big. So these would be things that you would attach to a gift. Let's say that you wanted to have these cards mailable, though. I would suggest purchasing in our store the card and envelope note pack, the note card pack. And white or craft would do. We sell them in either color. The envelope size is a little bit larger than the card, but still usable. So you could definitely take just the card part and mail this as is. Now, what would you do with the extra bows? So I have another fun product that I want to introduce to you. And I already found out that these are going to be available in our new catalog that comes out in just a month, the tiny treat boxes. So if you get a hold of these through our Occasions catalog, you can assemble them real quickly and easily. They're super easy to put together. You put the U shape in first, then you put in these little side pockets, and then this bottom piece just snaps right in, and you've got an instant box ready to go. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is decorate the top with the bows. So let's say I mail all my cards with the note card envelopes, and now I've got all these extra bows. So here we go. Let's decorate one of these one of these boxes. I need to have a shape on here that is 5-direction or pentagonal or whatever. So I'm just going to draw a star like I learned how to draw when I was in grade school. I have a star on the top of my box, and that will allow me to space my little petals of my bow. I'm just going to call them petals. I don't know what they are. Loops. There we go. I'm going to space the loops of my bow evenly around the top of my box. Another thing that you could do is if you have a star punch, you could punch out a star and trace that on the top of your box. Okay, so I've already started gluing a few of these loops down. There's my star, and I'm just taking glue dots, these glue dots that come in the kit, and I'm putting them on one of the loops, and I'm attaching them to the middle like that. Okay, I'm going to do that all the way around, and then I'm going to push them down, and you'll see a bow come together. Of course, I forgot to mention how I'm making this. So these little pieces here that create the bows in the kit, you'll want to cut them in half. Then you'll want to take your bone folder, or you could use like a pencil, which is why I have this out here. You could take a pencil, and you can use that also to help curl. I like using a bone folder because that's what I'm used to. But either tool works great. So you'll take and curl your loops, and then you'll attach your glue dot. to the outside edge, peel off the backing, and now you've got the glue dot on there. Sorry. All right, now we've got our 5 loops evenly spaced. Now I will take extra glue dots, put them on the inside, and flatten these inward. I'll be right back. So I taped all my loops down, and then I took one of my strips that come in the kit and cut off just a couple inches of this 7-inch strip, curled it with the bone folder, brought it together with a couple glue dots, and I've already set some glue dots there in the center, and I'm just going to stick this down in there and press it. And you might want to use your bone folder or the eraser of your pencil to help press it in there. And now you've got a fun little decorated box. And I just used, 2.5 of those bows plus a little bit of the loop, and I have a fun little gift box to put somebody's gift into. Isn't that neat? So that's what you can do with the extra bows. But I have lots of other bow ideas if you don't want to use them on your tag envelope thingies. Okay, let's see what else we have to make today. Now we're going to make some gift packaging for some candy treats. So what we'll take is one of the envelope tag thingies and a card base, and we're going to measure the distance using our paper trimmer, how tall this tag, pocket tag thing is, and we want to go from the top to the bottom as if it's closed up. So, eliminate that little tag part on the bottom. It's 5.5 inches tall. So I'm going to trim the card base, and it doesn't matter where the score line is. I'm just going to trim off 5.5 inches. Set this aside for now. Set my white card aside for now. And we're going to go ahead and what I did ahead of time is I measured to find out what height I wanted to trim the paper here and here. And the magic numbers were 5/8. So 2 5/8 and 3 5/8. So now we're going to flip our card base over, and we're going to use the ruler on our grid paper or some other ruler that you have, and you're going to measure out, let's see here if we can do this in the corner maybe. We're going to measure out 3 5/8. Hopefully you can still see this in the screen. Yeah, it looks like it. So 3 5/8 here, and 2 5/8, which would be, should be doing this on the other side here, 2 5/8, which is about here. Okay, so let's make sure that that's correct. For some reason I'm doubting it. Nope, that's right. So now we've got those 2 marks, and we're going to diagonal trim from that each pencil mark to the, to connect them. Let's connect the dots. There we go. Oh, and I did it opposite of what I should have done. So let's do this. Let's just fold this the opposite way. Hey, we saved paper. So we're going to fold it this way, and this piece is going to go here, and this piece is going to go here. Oh my goodness, Rachel. All right, so I was going to use some strong adhesive anyways. It comes with it, but we need to have some strong adhesive when we're putting all these pieces down. So I brought out the Fast Fuse adhesive, one that I think that you should invest in if you're doing 3D projects. I do love our snail, but sometimes when you're doing, when you're taping down pieces that are going to have constant pulling and resisting from where they got taped down, it's good to have something a little bit stronger. So we're going to go ahead and close up our little tag pocket like that, and now we can attach these. And again, I would suggest this stronger adhesive because we're going to slip candy inside our pocket, and we don't want it to come undone. So these will just fit perfectly on the front. And we don't care about that seam because we're going to be filling it with a candy bar or 2, and we won't really notice that. So now we've got our fun little pocket, and now we're going to decorate the front with some stamping. So we're going to pull out this piece here, and our card base is 3 inches, just a little under 3 inches wide, so it's 2 7/8. So we want to trim this down to 2 7/8 as well, and we're going to trim it just a little bit smaller. And now we have a piece to decorate the front of our pocket. And we can attach that right here. One thing that's really fabulous about these totally clear stamps is that because you can see through them, you can line them up right on your block. And I want this flower image to be right next to the U, so that when I stamp the thank above it, the thanks for thank you or whatever, I can center that above these two. But I want to start with the U. And I'm using, for the sake of speediness, my larger stamp pads. This is the same color that comes in the kit. So we have the Pacific Point, and the crushed curry is a side weighting as well. I'm going to stamp this a little bit off to the side because we're going to have a little embellishment there. So now I've got my U. And then I'm going to switch stamps. I'm going to use the thank. I'm going to pull out a trick that I used in the last video for the March kit. You grab some tape, masking tape, and you're going to cover up an area that you do not want to get inked. So we're going to cover up that S. We're going to ink up the rest of the word, and then we're going to pull off the tape. Be careful not to get that on your hands. And we can stamp this down. And now it says thank you, and it's pretty centered, the thank above the U and the flower. And we'll add some twine. And let's put this up on dimensionals. And the last thing that I want to add is some sparkle. So my subscribers that I had last month all received Gold Glitz, Dazzling Details, or the Silver Glitz, Dazzling Details. So there's the clear, the silver, the gold. And, oh gosh, I don't know which one to use. I don't have the silver with me. Let's use the gold. There we go. It'll stand out more on this card. And you could add some more gold or silver or sparkly clear accents anywhere you'd like, but it just adds a little bit of something to that. And then we've got candy. So this Dove chocolate bar fits perfectly. I'm guessing like a Hershey's would fit. You could even stick in a couple Ghirardelli or Ghirardelli, however you say that, those kind of little candies in there, and give that as a thank you gift to someone. 12 by 12 pages are next. The supplies I'm going to use for the 12 by 12 pages are Whisper White 12 by 12 paper, and you could use any white, I suppose. And then from your kit, you're going to want to have 2 card bases from each color, 2 bows from each color, actually maybe 1.5 or 2.5 from the yellow, and you could use more. And then you'll need a strip of the blue, a small strip of the blue, some twine, and I'm loving the blue. I think it'll stand out better. And then one of the white card bases. I'm also going to use one of the Dazzling Details Gold, the clear or the silver on my pages, and the stamps and ink. So we're going to try not to use too many extra supplies, as you can see, and let's see what we come up with. First, I'm going to do some stamping around the outside edges. And now that task is done, you can see how pretty that comes together. So I left the middle part blank, and I know I'm not zoomed out enough here. Hang on a minute. There we go. I left the middle part blank so that the pages flow together a little bit better. Okay, now we're going to work on a couple elements of the pages. And let's take out a half of the yellow card and one of the bows that was cut in half. And we're going to turn this over and trace. Okay, so I'm going to give it a little bit of a curve here. And I'm going to use the ends of the bow halves to kind of guide me. So I'm just making a slight curve in and then out again. Yeah, they're not that even, but You can do it a lot more evenly than I can, I'm sure, because you will take your time and not be worried about time on a video. But we just want to make a little bit of a curve there. You could also take the piece that you initially cut out, flip it over, and use that as a guide. Well, that's a smart idea, Rachel. So here, we'll just trace real quick. There, that's a little bit better. This is going to be covered up, you won't see it. But because I'm a little OCD in some ways, I am going to, of course, erase all these pencil marks because they bug me. There. Now it looks like a jar. All right, but it's not going to be a jar. And you might have to do some adjusting like I'm doing. But let's take and do another piece now. Okay, now we've got our paper trimmer and we're going to trim off just under an inch. Maybe about 5 or 7/8 of an inch. There we go. And then we'll take this bow. Not so sure about that blue piece there yet. And because we want this to be nice and flat, we're not going to attach it with the dimensionals like the kit says for the other cards. We're just going to put some glue dots or fast fuse, some strong adhesive on the back side here. And attach. Okay, do you know what those are? A woman's dress and a man's shirt. Isn't that Another cute? Step in finishing our pages is to put lanterns on the top right page. And the way that I attached these little bows here is I took and tied one on one end. Like that. And then you attach your glue dot. And you want to attach your glue dot directly to your twine. So let me bring this up a little bit higher. What you'll do is you'll put it right in the middle of where your knot is from your bow, and then you're going to peel off the backing, which is the hardest part, I think. And you'll still see that there's a nice circular glue dot there. You'll want to take your fingers and just kind of overlap it so it's just behind the twine and not sticking out. Then when you put it on your page, you won't have sticky residue all the way around. So that's what I did with these two. And then I've got these half bows here, the loops from the bows, and we're going to pop them up on dimensionals. If you put 2 dimensionals on the back of each one, then they will be a lot sturdier, and of course you don't want them peeking out. They'll be a lot sturdier, and they'll also support this twine here. When you tape it down, you want it to sort of overlap. So we'll put one down here in the middle, hanging straight down. And then we want our white paper in here, and we're going to stamp. You can put any title on there. You don't even have to use the stamps that come in this kit. If you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber and you've been one for a while, you have lots and lots of stamps to choose from for the title of your page. But I thought this would be a nice page to put together with some formal pictures of mom and dad, maybe out at a, I don't know, fancy summer outdoor event, or it could be for a wedding, or it could be for an anniversary. And then all of these photos, let me zoom out so you can see the whole thing here. All of these photos could be within the outfits and all of these little rectangles. That last step of adding the dazzling details really added a lot. I'll show you in a minute when I do some close-ups, but first I wanted to show you the spread. So that's that and that, and I think I just smeared something because it's not completely dry, but let me zoom in. So here's a close-up of the dress. I added the clear one, the clear dazzling details, so there's a little sparkle on the dress, and then on each of the flowers I added a little bit. So again, you could use the gold, silver, or the clear to add a little sparkle. On this page I added some right along all of the little lanterns that are hanging up there. If you find over time that you've been using up a lot of your bows, I have a solution for you. We have a product in our online store, this Bow Builder Punch, and how it works is you take some strips of designer paper and you punch. Always use your punch upside down. You can see exactly where you're punching. So you punch out a couple of these, and now you've got these half pieces. If you look at them closely, you can see that they compare pretty well to the bows that come in our kit, but you have individual ones instead of two together. And you're going to take and curl them, and you're going to attach them with glue dots or some kind of strong adhesive so that they make some cute little bows like this. This little piece, of course, is that wraparound piece. And then they also have these tails, so you can attach them this way to a project, or you can have them angle out and down like I did on this one. Oops, can you see that as it's sticking to my hand? There we go. You could also take and put these extra loops behind so that you make kind of like a little double bow. And then, of course, creating them in a circular pattern will give you that same look as well. So the Bow Builder Punch is awesome for adding extra bows to your projects, and you don't have to stick with the same color scheme. I've seen lots of ideas on Pinterest with this kit, using black, using red, so just have fun with it and punch out some extra bows if you want to get that punch. Now I'd like to share with you all the fun ideas that we did in videos 1 and video 2 for this paper pumpkin kit. Here you can see we did a set of 12 by 12 pages. This was from the first video. Then let me show you this one too at the same time because they're kind of large. And then we also did a project life layout. I want to make sure that those can be laid down here. From our first video, I also did a fun little bow topper for this box. You could put extra bows that you have laying around from this kit on any little box. We did a candy treat holder using one of the pocket tags here, and you can just stick candy in it and give that as a thank you to someone. From this video, I showed you how to make some cute little sleeping bag invitations for a sleepover party or a camping party. And then, of course, this was collapsible, but you can prop it up and make it into a tent. So you'd send the invite with the tent, and then the child could play with the tent and sleeping bag after they've gotten the invitation. And then we took that same tent box and made a fun little candy holder that sits up nicely. And that would be a great gift to give someone. Also from this video, I showed you how to make a nice 3x3 little note card. And then of course we have the original card that you make with this kit. So you can do so many things with this April 2015 My Paper Pumpkin kit. Thank you for watching. It builds creativity to think outside the box. Be sure to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe so that you can catch more paper pumpkin videos that I've shared using past kits and more that I'll share with future kits. Also be sure to visit my blog at stampyourartout.com so you can view close-up photos of all these projects and see photos of other past paper pumpkin project kit ideas. And to see some exclusive project ideas, get your Paper Pumpkin subscription started with me as your demonstrator. I hope you all enjoyed this video tutorial. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.